Hello, everyone. Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions. Thank you for joining me back here at the YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be talking about a concept, for crying out loud, what the hell? Choice. We're talking about choice. All right. My mind is somewhere else today. Okay, we're going to be talking about buyer's choice and how it's used in your auction. And I will say that this is something that, generally speaking, a Gala Chair really should never have to worry about. This is something that would generally be proposed by your auctioneer as you're looking through the items that are going to be sold in the live auction. This might be something that auctioneer would say, wait, I think the best way for us to market and sell these two items is by choice. So to give you a sense of what we're talking about, it's when we have two similar but different items and we are offering them at the same time in the live auction. So for instance, when I say similar but different, some of the things that I've sold that would fall into this category is where we had 4 different cigar boxes, each painted by a different artist, very unique, and we were offering those as a collective in the description, but the highest bidder would get to choose which one they wanted. And then the second highest bidder would get to choose what they wanted, and so forth. Another item, Christmas trees. We were selling 2 different trees. The high bidder got to choose which tree they wanted. Out in Oregon, we had a collection of college coaches. They had each donated a day of training, a day experience with the buyer. And so the winning bidder, the highest bidder, got to choose whether or not they wanted to spend time with the soccer team, the volleyball team, the softball team, or the basketball team. Another example, Hamilton tickets. For those of you that have been doing auctions for a while, you might remember that when Hamilton came out, it was just incredible, kind of like Pappy Van Winkle today. And so those ideas with the Hamilton tickets were that we would have 2 different dates. The high bidder got to choose which dates they wanted. And then we go to the backup bidder to ask them if they want those other dates. More on that in a second. Another example, I see this a lot with sports. We're getting ready this weekend. One of my clients is selling choice. Again, similar, but a little different. In this case, it is a signed jersey by a star hockey player. Or the alternative is 4 tickets in a suite where you get a parking pass and food and beverage, and you have a specific day where you get to enjoy the hockey game. So the high bidder will choose whether they want the jersey or whether they'd prefer to have those 4 suite tickets. Then we go to the backup bidder. Actually, that's not even quite right. Usually I will ask the top bidder if they want to have both of those items times the money. So if they pay $4,000 for that jersey, I would say, would you want to also pay $4,000 and take those 4 suite tickets? And they might say yes, they might say no. Typically they say no, in which case then we go to the backup bidder and ask them if they're willing to pay that price for those suite tickets. Now, the reason that we like to do this is because it pushes the bidding higher. So you're making more money on those items. Am I recording this? Yes, I'm recording this. Okay. There is that we make more money on those items. So if I don't know whether or not you're bidding on the jersey, and that's really what I want, then I'm more compelled to push it because I'm thinking, oh, he's going for the jersey, the same item I'm going for. When in reality, the other bidder might be going for the tickets. Don't know. So therefore, the psychology of the sale pushes the bidding higher. Another example that I sold that was kind of fun. This was years ago now. It was down in Louisville. And apparently, after you win the NCAA tournament, they would cut up the floor, the basketball floor, and they would sell chunks of the floor. So we were selling either the winning year for University of Kentucky for the tournament or Louisville for the tournament. And so, I don't know whether you're going for University of Kentucky or whether you're going for Louisville. And so we might be bidding on the same item or we might be bidding on the different floor. Don't know until we hit say sold, and then we find out. So that backup bidder then, the backup bidder is, I like to ask the backup bidder if they would like to go ahead and take, in this case, the other item, we'll say Louisville floor, Would they like to have that for the same price as the winning bidder just paid? It's not, in my experience, many times the backup bidder is like, oh, I'll just go ahead and sell it again. And they'll start bidding on it again, and they're hoping that it will not sell for as high as the first item sold for. So if we sold the first item, the jersey, for $4,000, and now we have these 4 suite tickets, that backup bidder might say, oh no, go ahead and sell it. And so then we say, all right, folks, now we're going to sell the 4 suite tickets on this date. It includes parking, includes food and beverage. Let's see where we go with it. And their hope is it's going to sell for less than $4,000. And the irony is that it's not unusual for it to sell for more. I don't understand why that works that way, but it does. So that's kind of the interesting concept too, is that sometimes they think they're getting a deal, and in the end, they really don't. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. A smart shopper and someone who really wants to contribute to the cause is just going to say, yeah, go ahead and put me down for $4,000 and I'll take those tickets. That's what we hope happens, because then it condenses the sales cycle altogether, but it doesn't always work out that way. It's really up to the buyer. So that's called, again, buyer's choice or bidder's choice. When you are putting this into a catalog, you want to go ahead and say buyer's choice. High bidder gets to choose between A or B so that it's understood. And then your auctioneer will go ahead and explain that when it comes to that item and say, hey, we're shifting gears here a little bit. Here's how we're going to do this next item. We got 2 great items, and they'll describe what those options are. So again, it could be used for 2 items. It could be used for more than 2 items, but it's when those items are similar but different. We're looking to elevate the price of those items, and at the same time, condense the bidding a bit as well, the time it takes to sell them. All right. If you're looking, and you know what, I'll go ahead and include in here a link below to another video that I did not too long ago. I know it was in 2022, and it had to do with the order of sale for live auction items, because this would be an example of something that normally I don't want to start an auction with a choice. I want to kind of get into the flow of an auction first so that people understand how it's working. And then I can say, hey, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Here's what we've got next. If I start out with this item, then I always fear it might confuse some of the people who are not as familiar with auctions. And they're like, what's going on here? I'm not paying, this isn't what I expected or what I saw on TV. So this helps to alleviate that. Okay. But I'll include the link to how to order live auction items below, and you can take a look at that, just knowing that for choice, normally we don't start an auction with it. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but that would be my preference. If you're looking for other good ideas on how to improve your fundraising gala, please go ahead and check out my website. That's at redappleauctions.com. Or, of course, I've got a lot of videos here on YouTube if that happens to be where you're watching me right now. As always, hey, good luck to you in your fundraising gala.